If you're a truth seeker, you need to hear this. Your subconscious is trying to speak. Welcome to the only podcast of its kind, hosted by the legendary David John Oates. Dive into the world of reverse speech, where we unveil the hidden messages in the words of politicians, celebrities, and even you. Every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, join us as we decode the unconscious mind, revealing the truth behind the spoken word. With over 41 years of pioneering research, David John Oates takes you on a journey beyond the conscious realm. From shocking political confessions to the secret desires of the stars, no thought is too hidden. Discover what they're really thinking, and maybe what you're truly saying too. Tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit www.reversespeech.com to learn more. Reverse speech. It's more than just words. It's a window into the truth.
Yes, indeed. It is a window into the truth. As those of you who've been following my career for 42 years will know, we have unraveled many truths over the years, some of which have proven to be true, and some of which we're still waiting for proof. But anyway, yes, reverse speech taps into the truth. Now, as you can see by my different background, I'm not home. I'm actually at a mate's house in a town called Meningie, which is about, 200 kilometres from Adelaide. We've been to four-wheel driving, lots of four-wheel drive tracks around here in my new Cruiser, and having a lot of fun. Cruiser's great. Oh, God, it's a good car, driving on those four-wheel drive tracks. Hello to Jeanette Johnson. You're always here. Thank you very much. Tarantulas de Qua. See, is that how you pronounce it? Oh, I probably pronounced it wrong. You're in California. No worries. Thank you. Okay. Today we have a bit of a mixed lineup for you. I am going to start off with reversals on Trump and the Epstein files. I've been looking for clips, and he only talks for like 30 or 60 seconds about it, which is really not enough time to get a good sampling. So I've been drawing a blank as I've been looking at the clips of Trump on what's really going on. Of course, we were all shocked last week. Well, a lot of us were, when it was announced that there were no files to be released. There was Department of Justice just said there were no trafficking. There was no trafficking. So how come Ghislaine Maxwell's in jail for trafficking? And suddenly these files that were sitting on Pam Bondi's desk, that she said, these files are on my desk, we're going to release them. And now there are no files? What the hell? So I have been looking for reversals. Now, we have found some. No, I didn't find these. These were found by Catherine Van Uden, one of my mentor students. And for those of you who don't know, mentor students are those who train with me full time. Okay, so they sit in on all my clients and sessions and tape analysis and everything. So, okay, so here we have, look, before I do the Trump files, the Epstein files, let me play another reversal from Trump. This was in the first year of his first term. And this was a fairly big lie I caught him in. And we'll play this one, and then we're going to play the huge big lie we've caught him in over the Epstein files. Okay, let me get this one up. Let me just state publicly up front so you know what my bias is. I like Trump. I've always liked Trump. I think he's a good guy. I think America needs him. So I'm pro-Trump. So that's my bias, okay? However, I try to analyze beyond my biases. But, look, I mean, to what success, I don't know. I think I got fairly good success. All right, so let's play a reversal on Trump. Caught him in a lie in his first year of his first term. He's talking about Mexico paying for the wall.
What's the difference? I want to get the wall started. I don't want to wait a year and a half until I make my deal with Mexico. So, and we probably will have a deal sooner than that. And by the way, Mexico has been so nice.
So he's saying we'll probably have a deal sooner than this. And but backwards he says they will not deal with us.
We love the U.S. We love the U.S.
Yeah, that's a straightforward conscious reversal. It's revealing conscious thoughts. So he knew at the time that Mexico was not going to pay for the wall. So let's play this again. Here we go.
What's the difference? I want to get the wall started. I don't want to wait a year and a half until I make my deal with Mexico. So, and we probably will have a deal sooner than that. And by the way, Mexico has been so nice.
Okay, they will not deal with us.
We love the U.S. We love the U.S. We love the U.S.
So there we go. That's the first lie I caught Trump in. All right, now we have some really disturbing reversals about this whole Epstein stuff. And let me just share the screen on this. Oops, hang on. How do I do that? Whoop. Okay, share screen. Here we go. Window. Share screen. Okay, here we go. What have I got up here? Oh, I see. Hang on, let me just move this over, do some juggling here. Okay, here we go. Now, these reversals, as I said before, were found by Catherine Van Uden. So here we go. He's talking about the Epstein files forwards. The audio is not the best, unfortunately. I hope you can pull it all out.
Talking about Jeffrey Epstein. This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things.
There's death of the law by your sin. Okay, that's reversal. There's death of the law by your sin.
There's death of the law by your sin. There's death of the law by your sin. There's death of the law by your sin.
Okay, interpret that reversal. Quite easy to interpret. He's got sin, which in reverse could mean anything. He's got dirty hands. And death of the law, he's stopped the legal process. He's killed the law to hide his sin. That's how I interpret the reversal. So let's play that again.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things.
There's death of the law by your sin.
There's death of the law by your sin. There's death of the law by your sin.
Oops, sorry. I cut that one off. I didn't mean to do that. Let's play the reversal again.
There's death of the law by your sin. There's death of the law by your sin. There's death of the law by your sin.
Then he says this forward, also on the Epstein files.
And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Reveal them not.
Reveal them not. Reveal them not. Reveal them not.
In other words, don't reveal what's in the file. We will not release the files. We will not reveal them. Reveal them not. Okay, that follows from the death of the law by your sin. So Trump is hiding something. Clearly he is. And let's see if this reversal gives us any clue. Here we go.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy.
You will seek our master that missed.
You will seek our master that missed. You will seek our master that missed. You will seek our master that missed.
So who is the master? What are they looking for? This tells me there's something a lot more to these whole Epstein files. It goes up high. It goes up big. It goes up higher than the presidency itself. Trump's master. So who's Trump's master? Okay, what do the reversals tell us? The death of the law by your sin. In other words, kill the legal process. We don't want my dirty deeds out there. Reveal them not. We will not reveal the files. He does not say they do not exist. He says reveal them not. And then he implies that there's someone above him who could damage. Could be damage. And here we have a reversal on Pam Bondi about the whole situation. Here we go.
First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention.
There's that area we. Oh, hang on, no, sorry, run it. And there's that area we vet.
Run it in this area we met.
Run it in this area we met. Run it in this area we met.
Area we vet. Yeah, we're vetting him. We're cleansing the file. We're deciding what to do about it, and we're going to vet the whole thing, basically. So there you go. Trump is hiding something. His reversals have been remarkably good up until this time. This is the first time I think we've caught him in a deliberate lie, and he's deliberately lying about the Epstein files. So that's all I can tell you. I will continue doing reversals on it and see if I can find out more. These are only 4 reversals, but there's enough to raise your eyebrows. Okay, so there's someone above Trump that has a lot to lose from this whole situation. So there we go. All right, here we go. Let's have a look at what else I've got for you today. Let's look at Kristi Noem, Department of Homeland Security, and this is Kristi Noem talking about the floods. So let me share the screen on this. Share screen, window, Kristi Noem, and here we go. So let's see what she's got to say for herself. All right.
They were here. The federal government was here. And we didn't just deploy FEMA. We deployed our Coast Guard and BORTAC teams. Border Patrol was amazing.
Certain the deal.
Certain the deal.
Certain the deal. Certain the deal.
Or searching the deal. I think someone else, one of my students, heard searching the deal. Is it certain the deal or searching the deal?
Patrol was amazing. Certain the deal.
Certain the deal. Certain the deal.
Yeah, I'm sort of hearing both on that one. Search and certain. Okay. Oh, someone just mentioned my analysis of serial killers. We should do a show on that. Do you want me to do a podcast on all my serial killers? Oh, I got some great reversals on serial killers. Someone just mentioned that in chat. Yeah, we should do that. Oh yeah, they're cool. The serial killer ones. All right, so here's another one on Kristi Noem.
That's what I think is remarkable. It's a very different response, I think, from the federal government we've ever seen in a disaster like this, because we had so many different agencies immediately respond, and that's the way that it should be.
See, now this is a strange one too. It mentions the deal again. Should the deal withstand the mob?
They withstand the mob.
Should they withstand the mob? Should they withstand the mob?
Should the deal withstand the mob? Okay, now these are interesting reversals. Well, what deal? What's this got to do with the floods? Here we have another one about the floods.
People have heard the president say over and over again about how important it is that we continue to go after the worst of the worst.
The queue with Satan.
It was in it.
Ooh.
It was there. It was there.
I think she's talking about going after the worst of immigrants. I believe that's what she's talking about. Let's play it again.
People have heard the president say over and over again about how important it is that we continue to go after the worst of the worst. It was in it.
Oops, I messed that up. Hang on. Let's play that again. The queue with Satan.
It was in it.
It was there. It was there.
The queue with Satan. Don't know. Satan comes up a lot on reversals of politicians. So here we have it again. It's I'm really thinking through this whole Satan thing. Why does it come up so often? Why is it such a common metaphor? I want to write a book on it. It's one of the books I got gelling around in my mind. So I've written 20 books, for those of you who don't know. And if you want to get my books, the link is on this YouTube link channel. There's a link to my Amazon books. So there we go. All right, next one.
We've got murderers off the street, rapists, child pedophiles. If you look at that marijuana grow facility that we recently just did an operation on, over 319 individuals were brought into custody and 14 unaccompanied children.
Hear the loss of woke. Yeah, well, woke. Woke did not like a raid on the marijuana farm. Woke did not like the fact that they freed 30 children from slave labor. No, they didn't like that at all, did they? Okay, that'll do on Christy Noem. I found a couple on JD Vance this week. Let me see what those ones were. They're a little bit ho-hum, really. They weren't all that sort of fantastic. Here we go. Here's what did I find? 4 on JD Vance this week. This was after the raid on Iran, not the bombing on Iran.
And I don't know if you guys saw, but there's nothing going on in the news at all that would justify.
Fun, said the boss.
Fun, said the boss.
Fun, said the boss. Fun, said the boss.
Fun, said the boss. Okay, it was fun. Rating, I guess. Flux capacitor just said something interesting. I think the term Satan is deeply misunderstood, and I totally agree with that. It is misunderstood. I don't understand its full meaning yet. It could be in all my files. I got so many references to Satan in my files. I just really got to go back over my files and pull them all out and pull them all together. It's a misunderstood term, a misunderstood metaphor, but it's everywhere. It's a reversal. It's a common metaphor. It's all over the place. All right, here's another one, JD Vance.
You need somebody who knows when they're negotiating against the interests of the American people. And I'll tell you, you do not want to be a person in Donald Trump's Oval Office who's negotiating against the interests of the American people.
Donald beat the crime.
Donald beat the crime.
Donald beat the crime. Donald beat the crime.
Donald beat the crime. There we go. He uses his boss's name in reverse. I'll play it again forwards.
You need somebody who knows when they're negotiating against the interests of the American people. And I'll tell you, you do not want to be a person in Donald Trump's Oval Office who's negotiating against the interests of the American people.
Donald beat the crime.
Donald beat the crime.
Donald beat the crime. Donald beat the crime.
Okay, next one. Oh, Jazzy Cat Kitten just said something interesting. Didn't it say in the Old Testament that God is the creator of both good and evil? It's down there in the Bible. Oh, that raises a huge theological question. I actually tackle that question in my. I've written 2 books on the Bible and reverse speech. It's called The Lessons of Love and Every Secret Hidden. If you want to know what the Bible's got to say about reverse speech and what reverse speech has to say about the Bible, go and buy my book, Every Secret Hidden. Just click on the link on this YouTube thing, and it'll take you to all my books. So, yeah, I make some pretty controversial statements in my books. You won't agree with everything I've got to say. That's what I have found. Anyway, take it with you. Take it with you how you wish. All right. Here's the last reversal on JD Vance.
And I know a lot of you probably are involved in your grandkids' lives in a big way. She was one of these grandparents whose daughter had lost her life to a fentanyl overdose.
Foul her soul.
Foul her soul.
Foul her soul. Foul her soul.
Yeah, reverse speech uses the word soul often too. It's a very common metaphor. There's happens every tape. Virtually every tape I analyze, you'll get some reference to the soul, which is one of the reasons why I believe reverse speech to be a very spiritual language. The voice of the heart is what I call it. So there we go. Okay. We're going to play some reversals. Hang on. Let me just, I missed the chat here. Let me just close it out for a sec. Yeah, well, that's true, Jeanette. Yeah, I just read what you said. Okay, we're going to do something different now. We're going to do reversals on Australia's ambassador to the United States, Kevin Rudd. Kevin Rudd has been the Australian ambassador for many years. He is a former Prime Minister of Australia, having served 2 terms as Prime Minister, and he is now ambassador to America. Donald Trump doesn't like Kevin Rudd at all because Kevin Rudd has been quite outspoken about his dislike of Trump. And there's currently tensions between Australia and the United States over tariffs and military cooperation, and a lot of people claim that Kevin Rudd is the cause of all these tensions. So I thought what I'd do is I do Kevin Rudd, and this is from a speech he gave about 3 weeks ago. Let me share the screen on this, and we will see what he's got to say. Australia's ambassador to the United States, Kevin Rudd.
Why are you going backwards in your career, Kevin?
Oh, yeah, the guy says, why are you going backwards in your career? Well, because he was Prime Minister for 2 terms. Now he's been demoted to to Australian ambassador. So the guy says, why are you going backwards in your career?
Why are you going backwards in your career, Kevin?
I have a natural predisposition towards permanent demotion because there's less responsibility over time. So
he's joking. He says backwards, this mobster sells it.
Mobster sells it.
This mobster sells it. This mobster sells it.
I think he's joking backwards, actually. This mobster sells it. Now listen to the forwards again.
Why are you going backwards in your career, Kevin?
I have a natural predisposition towards permanent demotion because there's less responsibility over time. So
this mobster sells it.
this mobster sells it.
This mobster sells it. This mobster sells it.
All right, now the joking continues. Interesting chat going on in the YouTube channel. If you're not listening live, you need to come and listen live because there's fascinating discussions. I wish I had some reversals to present on that discussion right now. Well, I do, but I'm going to do Kevin Rudd. We'll spend a whole show on this sort of stuff. You know, this is my 49th podcast, and I have not even scratched the surface of the information I've got in my computer. I got 40 years of research here in so many topics, and I could do podcasts for the next 10 years and still have stuff to play. All right, here's the next one on Kevin Rudd. Oops, play. Why aren't you playing? Huh, what's happened?
So no, I started off as a career foreign service guy back in the Mesolithic period, and I'm a China specialist.
There are no worse.
There are no worse.
There are no worse. There are no worse.
Whatever that means, there are no worse. He's just joking around, and then in this reversal, he decides to get serious.
So my first question, Kevin.
Are we standing between them and lunch?
Yeah, they have lunch. You don't get lunch.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So short, sharp, and funny. Is that what we're gonna do?
So still joking, and then he says, "Enough of the bash bullshit."
Enough of the bash bullshit.
Enough of the bash bullshit. Enough of the bash bullshit.
There we go. Enough of the bash bullshit. Yeah, let's get serious, eh? Oh, Ron, that's very nice of you. Ron just said, what did Ron just say? Hang on. Watching you live is truly a gift. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Jazzy Cat Kitten, you got to get my books, The Lessons of Love and Every Secret Hidden. That will answer a lot of your questions. It's not a it's not a book that they aren't books that endorse a typical Christian line. Okay, it's a completely different look at the Gospels and the life of Jesus and the Bible. Anyway, go and have a look. Go and get my books. Every Secret Hidden and The Lessons of Love. There we go. They're my two books I've written on Christianity, and I'll be writing more. I've still got more stuff to write. All right, here we have the next one on Kevin Rudd.
Well, those of us who have this long, deep, and broad relationship with America, we are quite philosophical.
Our crime with the Britain shell.
Our crime with the Britain shell.
Our crime with the Britain shell. Our crime with the Britain shell.
See, I don't know what that means. You'd have to know about international politics to understand that. Australia's in fairly good relationship with England. I mean, we are a member of the Commonwealth. The King is our king. Of course, Kevin Rudd, I believe, is a Republican. That's the Republican movement in Australia to make Australia a republic and sever ties with the British Commonwealth. So that reversal could mean something like that. Incidentally, you'll know I'm coming to America in 2 weeks, don't you? Lectures in Dallas, Tulsa, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Ashland. All the full details will be going up on my website in the next day or two. I'm getting the page built now. But I am lecturing in America in 2 weeks. And I'll still be doing my podcast, just doing them from the United States. Okay? Be on my website, reversespeech.com. All right. Another reversal on Kevin Rudd. Here we go.
And what I've noticed in this long span of history is that the alliance goes from strength to strength because it's anchored in common interests and common values. And frankly, a whole wellspring of, shall I say, popular support for the relationship between the two countries.
Bring up slow war.
Bring up slow war.
Wow.
Bring up slow war. Bring up slow war.
All right. What two countries is he talking about? Ron says next trip to America and Philadelphia. Absolutely. I'll be coming again next year. Get me book. I'll let you know when. All right. Let's see who Rudd's talking about forwards.
And what I've noticed in this long span of history is that the alliance goes from strength to strength because it's anchored in common interests and common values. And frankly, a whole wellspring of, shall I say, popular support for the relationship between the two countries.
I was talking about America and Australia. Bring up slow war. Well, that's exactly what happens. There's tension rising right now between America and Australia.
Bring up slow war.
Bring up slow war. Bring up slow war.
Yeah, there we go. And there is a slow war. So that's a true statement. All right. Here's another one on Kevin Rudd.
We have now the AUKUS agreement between Australia, United Kingdom, and the United States on sharing advanced submarine technology and advanced defense technologies across the board.
Divine Mother.
We learn of that.
We learn of that. We learn of that.
Well, that's a really interesting reversal. Divine Mother. Reverse Speak talks about the Divine Mother by the name Sophia, Sophia, which according to the Gnostic Gospels is God, the feminine aspect of God. So, but it's not a theme I've really heard in Reverse Speech much at all. What comes up in Reverse Speech is God the Father. So Divine Mother is really a new term. Let's play this again. Here's the forwards.
We have now the AUKUS agreement between Australia, United Kingdom, and the United States on sharing advanced submarine technology and advanced defense technologies across the board.
Divine Mother.
We learn of that.
We learn of that. We learn of that.
Here we have another spiritual reversal on Kevin Rudd. He's actually not shaping up. He's actually not shaping.
innately.
Stop it. Stop.
What's the word I'm looking
Stop.
for? Conciliatory European.
Sorry about that. He's actually not shaping up too bad at all, Kevin Rudd. He seems to have a good batch of reversals, which is probably why Trump doesn't like him.
We're not a bunch of innately, what's the word I'm looking for? Conciliatory Europeans who have a committee to solve most problems. We're sort of more into the biff.
The boss of Eden.
The boss of Eden.
Huh.
The boss of Eden. The boss of Eden.
Well, gee whiz, what's that got to do with the forwards? How are these levels, by the way? Are the audio levels okay? Let's play this again.
We're not a bunch of innately, what's the word I'm looking for? Conciliatory Europeans who have a committee to solve most problems. We're sort of more into the biff.
The boss of Eden.
The boss of Eden.
The boss of Eden. The boss of Eden.
Jazzy Cat Kenton, you make a statement that I personally agree with. I'm going to read it out. Unless the Old and New Testament God are completely different entities. That makes more sense to me. Gnostic Christianity is very much along those lines. Yes, I have come to that conclusion myself. The God of the Old Testament is not the God of the New Testament. Look, you can read all about it in my books, especially Every Secret Hidden. I discuss that quite a lot, actually. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Let's move down to the next reversal here.
And your party just got reelected?
The Australian Labor Party's just been elected back home, which is essentially a centrist party, each of them with actually very large majorities.
Seal mother shit.
The mother shit.
The mother shit. The mother shit.
Don't know what he means by that. Seal mother shit. Let's play that again.
And your party just got reelected?
The Australian Labor Party's just been elected back home, which is essentially a centrist party, each of them with actually very large majorities.
Seal mother shit.
The mother shit.
Huh.
The mother shit. The mother shit.
Yeah, Yahweh. Fascinating discussion on the chat, by the way. Yeah, Yahweh was not a nice man. He comes up in reverse speech occasionally, not very often. It's a rare metaphor, but it does appear. In what context, I cannot recall at the top of my head. I'll have to do a search and see what context he comes up with. Okay, all right, next one. Here we go. Some people wonder whether it says a part of your shit or some mother ship. Some mother ship? Hang on, let's play it again. Hang on, some mother ship.
Very large majorities. The mother shit.
The mother shit. The mother shit.
Nah, it's definitely still mother shit. Yeah, it is. It's not a P, it's a T. All right, here's the next one. Oops, what happened then? Yes, the Old Testament God was a murderer. I think, not counting the flood, I think it was 1.3 million or something. Of course, people he killed, and if you add the flood in, well, then you're up into millions, aren't you? Yeah.
Then folks are more concerned about the rise of Alternative for Deutschland, more concerned about the rise of Le Front, or whatever Marine Le Pen's party is called these days.
Had the nurse in a coma. What on earth does that mean?
I've been nursing Homeland.
I've been nursing Homeland. I've been nursing Homeland.
That's what it says. Let's listen to the forwards. Hang on. If you don't know what the reverse speech is, just go and look at the forwards.
Then folks are more concerned about the rise of Alternative for Deutschland, more concerned about the rise of Le Front, or whatever Marine Le Pen's party is called these days.
Had the nurse in the coma.
I've been nursing Homeland.
I've been nursing Homeland. I've been nursing Homeland.
There it is. I don't know. Oh, here he is again. Gee, he's got a few spiritual reversals, this guy. Here he says, divine with the wish. That follows along from divine mother.
which we in the global political center need to be deeply attentive to within our democracies to make sure of one thing. Everyone has a rolling physical and emotional stake in the continuation of the democratic contract.
Divine with the wish. Well, that's twice he's used the word divine. Okay, he's shaping up pretty well. He's got some interesting spiritual beliefs, this guy. They seem to be Gnostic based. Here's another one.
Yeah, I first began studying China seriously nearly 50 years ago as a kid at university.
I can see the fifth healing.
The fifth healing.
I can see fifth healing. Now, someone told me what fifth meant. Gee, I can't remember what it says now. No, it's gone. I can't remember. I'll play it again.
Yeah, I first began studying China seriously nearly 50 years ago as a kid at university. The fifth healing.
I can see fifth healing. Okay. All right, this one is also spirit reversal. I know what this one means. Let's just play it.
There's one thing worse than managed strategic competition. It's unmanaged strategic competition. But like the problem with, the one thing in the world worse than organized crime is disorganized crime.
Win the soul whirlwind.
So when it's still whirlwind.
Okay, well, I know what that means. The whirlwind is energy, life force. It's a very common metaphor. It's a invisible entity that permeates the universe. I don't know whether we've discovered it yet or not. The soul whirlwind is the energy of the soul, the power of the soul. This guy's a really spiritual guy. Divine Mother and divine with the wish. And win the soul whirlwind. There you go. All right. Look, that's all the reversals I had for today. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into, let's just close all this out here. You can see me again. Seeing we've got a discussion about God and everything, let me go into my spiritual files, find some I haven't played you. I'm sure there's some I haven't played you. I've got a file on God here, and I'm just trying to find it at the top of my head. A, B, C, D, E, God, here we go. God. Oh, that's right. I played these. I played some of these last show, didn't I? My God reversals. Let me see. Well, have I got any on Yahweh? Yeah, I got Yeshua. Yeah, I know God, Yeshua. Listen to this.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I wish I had a clue.
I know God, Yeshua.
I had no God, Yeshua.
That's a bit distorted, isn't it? Let's play that forwards again. I wonder if it's.
Yeah. So I wish I had known what the hell I was doing. I wish I had a clue.
I know God, Yeshua.
I had no God, Yeshua.
You know, this audio file is breaking up for some reason. I don't know why that is. Yeshua is a common term in reverse speech. Comes up as often as Jesus, who also comes up as the Son, as in S-O-N. Here's one that says saw Son Divine. This is one of my students giving a trance induction to a client.
And now the muscles.
Saw Son Divine.
Saw Son Divine. Saw Son Divine. Saw Son Divine.
But I don't know whether I've got any reversals about Yeshua. Not about Yeshua, about Yahweh filed. I know I've found them. Here's a client that says there is... no, we want God reversals, not the Son. God. I've got God reversals. Here's one on me. The Lord, the Lord God I will see.
Then we went to the midst of heaven.
Uh-huh.
And in the middle of the midst of heaven was the soul, the fire of the soul,
Right.
or the flame of the soul.
The fire of the soul
Fire
is
of the soul.
what I call it. All right, look, she's talking about, this is a client. She's talking about my meta walks. If you haven't experienced my meta walks, they're a trip. What can I say? So she's talking about a meta walk where I took her to heaven. Okay, so and saw the fire of the soul.
So yeah, and then we went to the midst of heaven.
Uh-huh.
And in the middle of the midst of heaven was the soul, the fire of the soul,
Right.
or the flame of the soul.
The fire of the soul
Fire of the soul.
what I call it. And when I say the fire of the soul, I say backwards, the Lord God I will see. 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 Yeah, but that's her voice over the top of it. You know what? I don't actually have a letter of reversals on God. Here's a preacher, Todd White, one of the few who has good reversals. Let me share the screen on this. I'm gonna have to get some files together on God reversals. Okay, here's a good one.
Good, right? You need to let the light out of you for it to shine and let the darkness be lit up.
The lips of God with them. That's a nice reversal, isn't it? Here, let's play that again.
Good, right? You need to let the light out of you for it to shine and let the darkness be lit up.
You know what? I should play you some more reversals on this guy. He's one of the few preachers I've come across who has God positive reversals. So, seeing we've got these up, let's play some more of that. Okay, here we go.
And we pray and people come to the Lord and people get healed and paralytics get up and I wake up and my calves are killing me.
Can you lick the spark on that?
And when you lick the spark, I'm not. And when you lick the spark, I'm not. And when you lick the spark, I'm not.
Yeah, the spark, the fire. Here's another one.
Because I was hiking in my dream. Okay.
Oops, sorry.
Anyway, if that ever happened and you read the news that there was some dude that came into the village and this happened, that would really freak us all out.
Here he says, I'm the parson.
I'm the parson. I'm the parson. I'm the parson.
All right. Now, here we have a reverse that I love for the... hang on, let me just get the forwards first, mate, before I speak out of turn.
Which is really cool, actually. We love it. Because we get to cuddle with our kids in the morning and when they get up.
Oh, yeah, this is the one I like. Okay. He talks about his prayer closet. He goes and prays in his prayer closet, which is very biblical, of course, because Jesus basically instructs us not to pray in public. I talk about the reasoning behind that in my book, but he's quite clear about that. And every time I see these preachers praying public prayers, I cringe inside. We're supposed to pray in private, in the privacy of our room, and this is what this guy does. Listen to these reversals. Oops, hang on. Why isn't that playing? What's going on here? Here we go.
Which is really cool, actually. We love it. Because we get to cuddle with our kids in the morning and when they get up, my kids roll into the prayer closet and see daddy in the prayer closet, and it's just fun.
Love sits in his altar.
Love sits in his altar. Love sits in his altar. Love sits in his altar.
What a wonderful reversal, hey? Beautiful reversal. Let's play that again. The prayer closet is his altar, and love sits in his altar.
Which is really cool, actually. We love it. Because we get to cuddle with our kids in the morning and when they get up, my kids roll into the prayer closet and see daddy in the prayer closet, and it's just fun. Love sits in.
Oh, yeah, love sits in his altar. Oops, play.
Love sits in his altar. Love sits in his altar. Love sits in his altar.
Yeah, wonderful reversal, hey? Yay, we do have some good preachers out there. Not many, unfortunately, but there are a few. Here's another one.
Dude, you would root out the things that need to go. That you'd root out all that ungodly competition that's in our hearts, God.
Heal God, not that war.
Heal God, not that war. Heal God, not that war. Heal God, not that war.
Okay, well, look, he's praying publicly and he has some good reversals, so I may have to bite my tongue on that one. Here's another one from public prayer. Okay, I've just been proven wrong. Oops.
We want to know you.
Oh, some mirror image reversal. He says, Souls, we want to know you.
We want to know you.
And backwards, he says, we want to know you.
Who are you and know? Who are you and know? Who are you and know?
Yeah, we want to know you. Congruent reversal. Okay, that's pretty good. And there was one other preacher who came up pretty good too. That was the moderator of the United Methodist Church. So let's play a few reversals on her here. Let me share the screen for you. Share screen window. Okay, here we go.
It wasn't just about the food. It was about hospitality, the openness to gather at table. And yes, when we talk about open table, the first image we have is the communion table, and rightfully so.
Send the poor a deal.
Send the poor a deal. Send the poor a deal.
Send the poor a deal.
Yeah, send the poor, help the poor, look after the poor. Here she is again.
That broadens my perspective of what an open table looks like. And when we talk about the global nature of this church that we're in and the diversity that we have.
Oh, she's talking about an open communion table where anyone can come and take communion. And she says back was our school all based in the book.
Our school based in the book. Our school based in the book.
In other words, what they're doing is based in the Bible. That's basically what she's saying. What else do I have here? Oh, I got a few more. Here we go. Let me just share the screen on this. Okay.
How did I get here? The privilege of being at these tables. And I also understand that not everybody has that same privilege, right? And so I don't take that lightly.
He loves you beyond that.
He never been on that. He never been on that.
He never been on that.
He loves you, not he loves you. Here's another one.
Every once in a while, I just go back and read that theological task. And I just go back and really read through that and reflect on some of those words. We are a vital web of interactive relationships. And that's what helps us be at that table.
Soul serve, I must not tell.
Serve, I must not tell.
Huh.
Serve, I must not tell. Serve, I must not tell.
Yeah, she mustn't tell all the service that she is giving. That's pretty good reversal. And here she says she has no need for television. That's nice to know.
Yeah, the already, not yet, all of that kind of stuff that we learn in seminary, right? It's a hard place. It is because you feel like you're being torn to shreds sometimes in the process.
No need for television.
No need for television.
No need for television. No need for television.
Yeah, it's not the best reverse in the world. Here's the last one I'm going to play on her.
You know, if I say this, I'm going to offend this person. If I don't say it, I'm going to offend that person. And, you know, they're going to take their marbles and go home. And that's just, it is a hard time to be a pastor of a local church.
Church will feel lovers.
Church will feel lovers.
Huh.
Church will feel lovers. Church will feel lovers.
It's actually that church will feel lovers. Let's play that again.
if I say this, I'm going to offend this person. If I don't say it, I'm going to offend that person. And they're going to take their marbles and go home. And it is a hard time to be a pastor of a local church. And
That church will feel lovers.
church lovers.
There we go. They're the two positive pastors I've found in all my research. And I've researched lots. Still got more to go. There you go. Look, I'm going to have to hunt around for God reversals and Yahweh. I know I've got them. They're just not in my God files. So let me do some hunting around and see what I can dig up. But very common theme in reverse speech, God and the soul. I tried to divorce myself from the spiritual side of reverse speech for the first 30 years of my career. I wanted to present it as just another form of language and keeping all the spirituality out of it. But as I continued more and more research, I just could not deny the whole spiritual aspect of reverse speech. It's quite strong. Okay. All right. Well, look, that's all I got for you today, folks. So thanks very much for joining me. I'll see you again next week. Don't forget, I'm coming to America in 2 weeks. Details will be up on my website in the next day or two. My books are linked on this podcast, so go and have a look at that. If you're interested in spiritual questions, go and get every secret hidden. All right. Thanks very much, everyone. We'll see you all next week. Okay. Bye.